Masters of Albion and your hand. Caution! This video contains heavy spoilers. This video will talk about the hand and what you can do with it. First, let's talk about your hand and the fact that it is no longer attached to your body. We are in Albion, a land that heroes and dark forces once ruled. When a bloodthirsty ruler raised an evil spire, a hero had to stand to stop them. While the land celebrated the victory, the evil recoiled to get ready to strike again. The seers foretold of this evil returning and started an order. This is where you come in. You may not remember this, but when you were a baby, you were abandoned. You were found on a river and spared. Your kind caregivers didn't know about the blood flowing through your veins. Then one day the mask called to you. You walked right into a creepy old crypt and you were dumb enough to sit on the throne. When you sat on the throne, the mask lowered on your head. It showed you all of everything and took your hand off. Now you are a god. Also, you are now the master of the mask. You may wonder why the mask picked you to be its master. The mask called to you because you just so happen to be a pureblood. As we all know, only a pureblood can wear the mask. As the master of the mask, your job is easy enough. You just have to save all of Albion. Don't worry, you do have help. The Order of the Blind helps you through your journey in Albion. The Order of the Blind is a group started by the seers and sworn to aid the master of the mask. Alwyn is the keeper of the crypt and your guide. She is also one of the seers who foretold all this. Valmy is your Oak Ridge ally and a right-hot firecracker. Cricket is the keeper of the Arcadium. His knowledge of the hand will be one of your greatest resources. With these allies and tools, you will keep Albion safe from this evil. Valmy tells you about the basics of the hand, things like picking up rocks, people, and heroes. I will tell you about some other sweet things this hand can do. The hand has a lot of powers. Not everything has been unlocked yet. This video is being made during update 1.2 in the early access time of Masters of Albion, so we will just talk about the powers we have. First, we will talk about lightning bolts. Fire an earth-scorching bolt of lightning from your fingertips. This is a combat power that strikes a single enemy, then extends to chain enemies. Lightning bolts has 5 levels. It starts with 15 base damage and chains 2 enemies. When you get to level 5, you will be making mincemeat of your enemies' nervous systems. At this level, the base damage is 60, and you can chain 20 enemies together. A word of warning comes with this power. If there is no target, lightning bolts will find their own victim. The next power on the cuff is Flame of Fire, the curl of a dragon's tongue. Unleashing this power is like unleashing the demon worm upon a defenseless town built from tinder, brush, and matches. This is a combat power that fires a stream of flames in a straight line. Flame of Fire has 5 levels. It starts with 35 base damage. At level 5, it has a base damage of 100. The attack width and length also grow with each level. A word of warning comes with this power. Fire is indiscriminate. All are willing recipients of her love. The next power on the cuff is Cast Fireball. Bring death from all sides. The fireball scorches all it touches. This is a combat power that deals damage within a radius. This power increases the number of enemies it hits and the radius of the attack with each level. Cast Fireball has 5 levels. Level 1 has a base damage of 85. Once you get to level 5, Cast Fireball has a base damage of 225. The next power on the cuff is a non-combat power called Dig It Baby. Bite deep into the earth. Tear rich rewards from its guts. This power is useful during the day and also at night. Next, we will talk about the powers we don't have access to yet. Water Blob is the first one we will talk about. This is a combat power. Revel in the destructive force of nature. Water that hits hard as stone. The number of targets hit and the radius of the splash zone go up with each level. Water Blob has 5 levels. The base damage at level 1 is 85, and when you get to level 5, the base damage is 225. This power comes with a warning. Careful who you get wet. Water Spout is another combat power we don't have access to yet. Turn on the tap and let it wash away the sins of the undead. Just like Flame of Fire, the attack width and length of Water Spout increase with each level. Water Spout starts with 35 base damage at level 1. When you get it to level 5, it has 100 base damage. This power comes with a warning. The Flotsam and the Jetsam will wash away just the same. Zombie Flick is the last hand power that is not available yet. This power is for toying with zombies. Placing the ability to flick low-level zombies away from you is akin to giving the keys to the city of Lilliput to Gulliver and telling him to do his worst. This power comes with a warning. Careful where you flick them. The last part of hand powers I will talk about is the mana increase. There are 10 mana increases. Each increase adds a higher percentage of mana to your mana pool. Mana increase 1 increases your pool by 10%. Once you get to mana increase 10, your pool has grown by 200%. The higher you go, the more money and mystic favors it costs. When you get to numbers 9 and 10, you are spending 250 mystic and 350 mystic for each upgrade. All these powers are on the Mystic tab of the Arcadium. You can buy these powers with money and mystic favors, except for this one little power that is tucked away in the People's tab. Pick Up Tree is what I think the last power on the cuff is going to be. This says the usage is hand powers, and the detail is a tree that acts like a truck. I cannot wait to see what the future of Masters of Albion will be. Next, we will talk about gestures, but first, let me tell you how to use these hand powers. Use the H key and then use a number key or your mouse to pick the power you want. You can also click on the hand icon to cycle through the hand powers. Once you unlock gestures, you can press G to use them. I don't know what gestures are going to be used for, but I will let Cricket tell you about why gestures are so important while we show them off.
There is a certain poetry to the gestures of the hand, a language unspoken. A wave is both a greeting and a farewell. A point can indicate direction, an item of interest, or be used to deliver an accusation. A fist can signify strength, unity, or defiance. The human hand is a powerful communicator, capable of conveying complex emotions and ideas far faster than the spoken word. In many cultures throughout the known world, the hand plays an integral part in our social interactions and communications. Consider the handshake and the myriad inferences taken from the strength of the grip to the length of the greeting, each imbued with a plethora of meanings and suggestions. And then there is the elaborate expressiveness of sign language. The human hand is truly a marvel of nature. I urge you to take a moment to appreciate the artistry and complexity of this silent language. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that you will find gestures of great help in your endeavors in Oak Ridge and beyond. To activate, press G, and then select the gesture of choice.
Let's talk about some of the other uses your hand has. You can speed up workers to get more money and favors. Workers are cheap. If you don't like the way a worker looks at you, you can use your hand to send them to the pillory or hang them. You can also possess them. But even better than that, you can possess a hero, or you can possess Bane the dog. The best one is that you can possess a chicken. Oh yeah, you can also possess a turret, a catapult, a trebuchet, and a motherfucking cannon. That isn't all this little hand shanty can do. You can build some of the craziest walls or dumb, simple walls with only one gate per entrance, if you are into that. That is where this simple idea for this game comes into play. You can do what you want. Simple idea, big world to fill. The rest of the things your hand can do are not out yet. Things like pick up logs. How thick does a stick have to be before it can be called a log? This looks like we may be able to just grab trees and make wood in the future. If you remember how I said, if you don't like the way a worker looks at you, disciplined workers may be for you. Maybe you are tired of always yelling at your workers, and you want to encourage workers. I'm thinking gestures may be a part of these two-hand uses, but I don't know anything. Either way, I hope you know more about your hand now. Thanks for watching. Now go play more Masters of Albion.
Really well, feck off. All right there, me cocker? That's your fecking cue!